All right, yay. I am live today. We have a very important topic to cover today. Right now, I am live here on YouTube, Facebook, and I'm having my Instagram set up. Yes, there I am. I'm live on Instagram. So, really important topic today. And what we're covering is the healing of the divine masculine. Right now, I'm in my new place. There's a lot of light on me, so I'm glad for that. But this, anyways, I could go on and on about this camera, right? But it's very lit in here, which is awesome. All right, so the healing of the divine masculine. I'm going to start with this. You've been doing a lot of healing. Many of you who have been on this journey for a while, you've been doing all this work on yourself, and you've been doing a really wonderful job. And many of you, I always say it's not from a place of I'm grading you and all this kind of stuff. Not like this, but more like you've just really been doing amazing. But what you find that happens, if this has happened to you, if it hasn't happened to you, this is a very important video for you as well, is when your divine masculine comes in, when your masculine counterpart comes in, you may be like, all right, Asheen, I've been doing all this work on myself. What is this? And this is why I'm here, to explain what really happens and how you can navigate the connection when it comes into the physical form, okay? I might move this around a little bit because it's a lot of light on me. All right. And this is my new home, by the way. So what on this channel, I don't sugarcoat things. And, you can continue to follow if you choose to. I'm not here to paint something that isn't going to be helpful for you. All the, the craziness, the lovey-dovey and that kind of stuff that keeps people stuck. Because when the twin flame comes in, like it for a lot of you, you're not experiencing what you thought you would experience. And then you just want to throw the person away, right? You're like, I'm done with this. I don't need this person around. I don't anything like this. But that's not what your intuition is telling you, okay? This is not what your intuition is guiding you on. Whether this person's in your life now or isn't in your life, and they're about to come into your life, it's very important to understand what your intuition is guiding you on. People come to me and they say, I hear this from tarot readers. They're telling me this. They're saying this. I'm just looking at my hair, right? I like my hair to look nice. The tarot readers are saying all this kind of stuff. And my number one thing is, all right, what is your intuition telling you? What is your intuition telling you? So when this person comes into your reality, your 3D, they come into your physical space. If they haven't, they're on their way. They come in for healing of the connection within yourself and together. This is what happens, okay? You are on an ascension journey. I'd like for you to think of this as an ascension. And don't mind me trying with this camera. Okay? And so when they come in, don't throw them away. Don't say, all right, I'm done with this. But this is a moment when you really go within yourself and you begin to really hear the things in yourself. If you're having trouble with this, I'm certainly here. I will put the link for my calendar below if you need someone to talk to about this, because your intuition is talking to you. And so one of the things that happens, that I've seen that happens when the twin flame person comes in, the intuition might say things like, this is off. This is off. Something's off with them. Something doesn't feel right. Like you have this feeling, or you see divine messages all over the place. Like the universe is giving you messages that you don't like. I went through this, okay? This is why I can speak on this and share with you. And the reason this journal was created and everything was to help you through that process. And so you have a feeling about something and you're like, I don't want to acknowledge that feeling. Like, why am I feeling this way? Why does it feel like I'm not having that fairy tale that I want? Why does it feel like, or perhaps you do have the fairy tale, which is really wonderful, but but if you're having like your gut feeling is telling you something, it's telling you something. What's happening in that moment is you're being shown the thing in connection that you haven't yet transformed, shifted, or anything like this when your person comes in. I'm going to back it up a little bit. Even before your person comes in, you might feel extreme nervousness. Are they going to stay? Are they going to, like, I feel like they're really coming in, or the universe is telling you to call them. You're getting all kinds of messages. You need to reach out. And you're like, I don't know if I can do that. I can't really, or anything like this. Or perhaps they reach out and you're like, yeah, the moment is here. But what if all of this comes? Okay. This is all part of the process. I repeat, this is all part of the process. You're not failing at anything. Nothing wrong is happening. And I say it because when you look at the unicorn and roses out there, you feel like you're failing. Okay. Once you get past like a second bubble phase, because there'll be some sort of bubble phase and all over again, you're being pulled towards one another and all this stuff. And then it's like, oh, again? Why are these things happening again? Obviously, the pull is to bring you closer together. The connection means so much to you because of that pull. Like, that's created intentionally. Okay. And that's the moment when your intuition begins to talk. It starts to tell you something, whether it is to walk away. That's a part of it. You know, I've heard some people, they're like, you know, my twin flame came in, it wasn't what I expected. I'm just done with this and all this. Or I tried, and I'm done and all this. And I'm like, if that's what you're experiencing, this is a part of your reunion process. You might be like, is she what? What do you mean that's a part of my reunion process? Like, I'm done with that person. Yes, well, you found yourself. Congrats, you found yourself. You're finding what you're worthy of. You're finding, you're seeing patterns and things like those that don't resonate with you. Okay? You're on an ascension. And perhaps you're like, all right, Isheen, I'm done with you. I'm done with you because I want to stay in the positive. I just want it to be totally positive, and that's about it. That's fine. This doesn't have to be for you. This information isn't, I'm not going to sugarcoat things here on what happens. I'm here to help you actually get to that reunion you desire. Like, actually get to that reunion you desire. Get to experience that connection that you know and feel in your heart that's meant for you. This is what I'm here for, okay? And so your intuition starts to talk to you. That feeling comes in like something's not right. But I don't want to go into that feeling. Has that happened to you? I want anyone to comment if this has happened to you. If not, keep in mind, this is an important video that you want to come back to. If that has happened to you and you're like, I want that fairy tale connection. I want it to be, things to be a certain way. I just see my eyes looking and it's fine. We're connecting. I want that fairy tale. I want things to be a bliss. I just want it to be, these are the things that happen, but your feelings are telling you something. This is why your feelings matter. And they're telling you something, whatever it may be, if it's something that you don't want to face, because it's letting you know, hey, this pattern is here. And it's not just with your twin flame that this happens. This can happen in other areas of your life too. You're building your business and you're getting this gut feeling like, oh, things aren't working well. I don't want to look into it. I'm manifesting. I am manifesting right now. So I know it's just going to get better, right? So then you ignore it. You ignore it. And what happens when you ignore things your intuition is telling you. Your intuition is like, hey, this is coming up. This is what's happening here. This, like anything like this, let me know if this resonates. If this does not resonate, just follow along. And the reason why it does this is healing of the connection. You've done all this healing on your own, and your person is re-entering your life. And these things are showing up because now you're healing connection together with this person. Okay? You're healing the beliefs. Yes, there is healing on this journey. Okay? I will point that out. There's healing on this journey. Beliefs that don't resonate with you, that haven't been fully explored. And guess what? You can shift that belief. Okay? You can shift that belief. I apologize for looking somewhere else. I can't even think to adjust this camera. And let me see. And I hate looking up. I like looking down at you guys. So it looks like I'm looking away. It looks like I'm looking sideways. I'm just like trying to figure this thing out. Okay, I'll get this figured out by next time. For today, I'm looking at you, even though it might look like I'm looking sideways. Okay. All right. And so the feelings, don't ignore them because you can change them. You can change what's unfolding. You know, for a really long time, when we connect with someone and we have a gut feeling, we dim it when that feeling is trying to teach us something. It's trying to say, hey, you look at this, okay? Because it's coming up to be dissolved, to be resolved, or however you look at it. Don't ignore that feeling. I'm going to give an example because I don't want to be really vague. And this is just what's happening with a lot of people. Like, there's that feeling like, okay, all right, I'm not creating this for everybody. You know what that feeling is. Let's leave it like that. You know what that feeling is. That feeling where you're like, I want my fairy tale. So I don't want to think that's happening. I don't want to think that they might leave. I don't want to think anything like this, okay? Don't ignore it. Because it's letting you know, like I had mentioned, what's going on. So when this is what happened to me, I ignored the feeling. I'm like, I don't want this to be true. Like, this stuff cannot be true, right? What you're avoiding, you've heard that phrase, what you resist persists. The mind says, I can control this. The mind's wrong. And you're like, I don't want to look at it. Then whatever it is begins to show up. What I share with you so that you're moving into a blissful union. It's not, these experiences are not meant to tear you down. They're meant to help you look within yourself and align with who you truly are. Okay? And you're releasing these patterns that are not a part of you. They're not a part of that blissful connection. If you've struggled in relationships, there are patterns that are going to come up because they're like, hey, look at me. Look at me. I'm in here. I've been inside of you. And it, whatever it is, keeps showing up in the physical because I'm here. So don't ignore it. Your intuition is going to guide you to what to do about it. Okay? Your intuition guides you on what to do about it. You are not powerless. You're not being harmed by the universe, even though it feels like it. You're like, universe, I can't stand you. Your intuition will guide you. Now, here's what gets in the way with that. People pleasing. I can't speak up. I can't say anything because I'm going to rock some kind of boat. I don't want to do that. Okay? That's people pleasing. And it came from somewhere. Speaking up, if that's what your intuition, let me tell you, it's your intuition says, all right, you need to say something. You need to do this. That's the window to shifting that. Whatever it may be, that's the window. Okay? And that's first step. There's another step. This is why I put out I have all these titles, right? I'm going to pull it up in a second and let you know about it. This is why I've created this for you, so that you can actually heal what you're looking at. But when you're choosing not to look at it, you can't heal it. Whatever that pattern that's showing up for you and that's trying to say, hey, I need you to look at it because you're healing it. The Inner Masculine Alchemy Journal and Guide. I put a link for it down below, and I'm going to explain how this guide helps you. Okay? So the pattern comes up. You're hanging on tightly because you don't want to rock the boat. Your intuition's like, listen to me. When you start to listen to your intuition, really listen to your intuition, he begins to change. He begins to change. Okay? Why is that, Isheen? Why does that happen? Why does that happen? Because now you're aligning with truth, not like what you're trying to run away from. Don't run away from it. This is a journey about aligning with truth. And I know many of you, maybe you'll skip past this video and say, well, I don't want to watch this video because I want to believe it's bubble love all around. Yes, you'll get there. You'll get there. You won't get there when you won't look at the truth of what's happening in your connection, when you're being taught to have disconnection, to be a zombie and not really connect and not open up and not say anything or anything like that, and then wonder why things keep going the way that they are. So then you might be like, all right, I open up. They didn't listen to me. They didn't. Yeah, of course. No, they won't. So stick with me. You're going to be like, Sheen, I don't get it. Like, what are you saying? Yeah, you open up. They didn't hear you. Of course. Of course. Because the healing of that happens in you. You first. Okay. When you've been walking around saying to yourself, no one hears me. No one cares about me. No one is here for me. That shows up as a reflection for you. And not just your twin flame. There's other people too. And, let's not make this a twin flame concept. And so when you've been walking around telling yourself this, he or she cannot help but reflect it to you, because that's the belief you're carrying. So it doesn't matter. And this is a video for people who really want to connect. Okay. This video is for people who are seriously want to experience that connection. Your soul is guiding you towards it because it's yours. It's yours. But when these things are unfolding, like understanding what's happening, when you understand what's happening, you get that divine connection. You reach that place, that divine union that your soul is telling you about. So these patterns come up to be released, and you go within, okay? Whatever it may be. They're not reaching out. I don't feel chosen. Whatever you find yourself saying is a belief that's in you somewhere, is in you. And when you take a look at that belief, wherever it came from, this is how the journal, I didn't include a journal, but if it makes it easier for you, I will. It's a journal instruction on how to do this. Okay? How you can take the things that you find yourself saying, and it's usually around doing. He's not doing, I don't feel safe, and all this kind of stuff that is connected with masculine energy. He shows you that. And some people are like, well, aren't you creating division if you're saying masculine and feminine? I'm not going to pretend the energies don't exist. They do. Okay? They do within ourselves. It's not a separation of anything. It's union. It's unity. You have both these energies inside of yourself, but your person who's a divine masculine, mirrors that masculine aspect of yourself. And perhaps you're mirroring, trying to figure this out with the camera. Perhaps you're mirroring, most likely you're mirroring the feminine aspect of themselves. what they learned about feminine, just like you, what you learn about masculine, what they learn about feminine. The angry mom, the mother who didn't listen, the mother who, or perhaps it wasn't their father, whatever it is, of feminine energy instead of that softness, that the nurturer who's there. Perhaps there was a part of yourself, maybe before healing, that had to control, had expectations, and what he was seeing is, oh my goodness, my mom, my mom, my mom, which he's not going to tell you. It's like my mom. No, this is what his body remembers. This is what his mind remembers. Okay, so that's a healing for him and a healing for yourself too. There's no separation. You can do the mother healing. The reason I mentioned the masculine is because this is around doing. He's not doing. He's not showing up. He's not, or she, and safety and so forth. So when you get that gut feeling, you go in and explore that and transcend that. And I tell you how much this stuff works. Okay? How much that works. And you start to see that transformation on the outside. And you're like, wait a second, what? And this whole time, you thought you had to ignore your feelings because that's what you were being taught. You're being taught you can't have feelings, you can't, all this kind of stuff. But then these experiences keep showing up in your life, and you're like, I don't get it. It's supposed to be blissful. It's supposed to be magnetic. It's supposed to, all this kind of stuff. So that's where I come in. That's what I'm here for. Okay? Because you, and that transformation, it's amazing. When you can experience a connection that aligns with what you know inside, it is so amazing. And I say it like that because it is. It is. It's not when you say, forget this person, I'm just going to forget. That's not what your soul is telling you. That could be what that psychic with their opinion was telling you. That's not what your soul is telling you. Your soul is saying, this is your person. Okay, this is your person. If it's saying that, divine union with your twin flame, with your divine counterpart, I'm not judging what your heart feels, and it unfolds for you. This is why a lot of my clients have gotten into these wonderful, amazing relationships because of the healing of this. Okay, that healing within themselves, that connection with themselves, the beliefs and the patterns within themselves, and it shows up on the outside. Now, you're not healing someone. This isn't a journal. And I certainly, if you take this journal and you're like, I want to change them, so I'm going to sign up for this journal. It's free, by the way, because I want more people to experience this. Okay. I want you to experience this and feel that transformation. And so if that's the intention of it, I want to get them to do something, just forget about it. Don't get that journal. Don't get that journal, because there's I want to say a misunderstanding of what's happening here. The mind says, I want, give me. This is ego. Okay. We're not doing that. Not here. Okay. This person is a reflection. And it's not that you're doing anything wrong. And I will continue to have that message to help many of you out with this. Because if you're feeling like, I can't seem to get this right, I'm not doing it right, it's not true. Okay? That's not the way it goes. It's a reflection within you, helping you to transcend the things within you that's not in alignment with the highest version of yourself, with God's love, with what you're meant to experience. There's nothing wrong going here, but just a reflection. And it's not that you're looking at the person and everything is a reflection. I'm going to change everything. No, it's not that. It's when you have that gut feeling that tells you something. Now, I truly want you to relax in your connection, get to that point where you can actually experience the connection instead of constantly thinking about it and how do I get them? You don't get anyone to do anything. You don't get anyone to do anything. That is a job of the universe. And if it's your relationship, if it's your business, you don't get someone to do anything. That is the universe unfolding everything for you. And that gut feeling you have, that's an opportunity to heal whatever is showing up that's within you. And that's all it is. All right. So, hi, Tariq. I'm glad you commented. I pray all is well. I notice I'm on a part of my journey where I feel a reunion coming while battling the tricks of the mind. It isn't easy, but I'm taking it day by day. Yeah. Yeah. Totally normal experience. I'm going to share this with you because I'll share two things that help me to stay in connection with my person. Okay. And I've shared this recently with a client. It was a lovely experience. One, when that nervousness comes up, the mind wants to talk. What you want to get really good at is the why. Maybe you heard this for business, right? Some of you, if you're in business, you're like, stick with your why. What is your why? Why do you do what you do? What does the connection mean for you? Okay. What does the connection mean for you and your journey and the unfolding and your purpose and so on? Okay. Why is all of this happening? And continue to hold on to that, not the person, the mission, what God's doing for you. So that's one. Another one is to work with fear is, if you've been asking for this, if somewhere inside of you, you've been asking for this and it's coming into your physical space, why are you pushing it away? There's a reason for it. Why? You know, that nervousness, it tells you something, but explore it. This is what you've been waiting for. This is what your soul has been unfolding for you. And it's here. You know, I've had people that are like, I can't, I'm guided to make the phone call or send a text message, but I can't do that. And I'm like, why not? Some of you might be like, oh, bold is she? Really? Yeah, no, really. Why not? It's what you've been calling in. It's what you've been healing. You've been aligning, and it's showing up in your space. It's here. Is it feelings of worthiness? Is it feeling unlovable? Is it like, why? And it's the same if you have money trauma, clients coming in with a big amount of money. They're like, okay, I'm going to pay. And a part of you is like, they're going to pay. And you're like, you would think that's a really happy, exciting moment for you. But you find that you're really nervous about it. And you're like, what if they're going to back out? What if they, and all this kind of stuff? Guess what's unfolding? The thing you've been asking for. Financial freedom, wealth, clients, good clients, good clients, all clients. Okay. I love all my clients. Okay. Soul aligned clients. And the universe is like, I'm delivering this to you. I'm bringing this person into your physical space, or whatever this may be. It's happening. Okay. So that is one. I stick to the why so I can overcome the mind. So that's one. And let me see. The second one is, oh boy, it left. The second one. That's definitely number one. Okay, perhaps they'll come to me. There are other things I can explain. The healing of connection, the healing of connection with yourself, changing the world, whatever that looks like for you, instead of that person, the physical space, because there's a higher reason for your connection in the unfolding of it, and you feel it. And they feel it. Oh, here it is. The second one. that helps me stay in connection with my person is to lean closer to God a lot. When the fear comes in, just know if you're a believer in God, I certainly am. I'm not shy about talking about God or the universe, whichever resonates with you. Lean more. Lean more. Okay? Because God is not setting you up to fail. I know it feels like that sometimes, even when you're running your business and talking to those business folks out there, right? And you're like, I don't see it coming together. Why is it not happening? Lean on God a whole lot more and allow that to be your connection with the divine, to be your anchor point, to move into your purpose, that purpose, the purpose of your connection, which, by the way, is not just about love. Love is a big part of it. Don't let anyone tell you it's not about love, okay? It's not only about love. Don't let anyone tell you you're meant to be a robot and forget about them and be emotionless and have no feelings and all this kind of stuff. No, you're not meant to be a robot. You're meant to be human and actually have human experience with another human and love each other the way God, I want to say God had planned for you, what your soul knows, what you know deep inside that you're craving. And allow yourself to have that experience. But in the moment when your intuition is, it could say, walk away. I don't know, walk away, block them, or whatever it is. If you hear these type of information, I will let you know, your soul will tell you. When you hear something and you're like, oh, it doesn't resonate with me, that doesn't work with me, it doesn't work with you. Your soul's not telling you that right now. But there's a moment where your soul may guide you on that. And you've got to listen, because this is how he heals. Okay? Your intuition has always been the way a person you're connected with heals. Your feelings, hey, I'm not feeling like, and you express that. But when you do the healing, do the healing too, of that reflection. It goes hand in hand. It's not one without the other. And one of the things that and when I say heal, it's like you're shifting that belief within yourself. Okay? That he doesn't hear me. That came from somewhere. Where did it come from? Let's get rid of that. He hears me when I talk. Okay? There's a part of you that has been used to, I don't feel heard. And if that continues to be that, I want to call it story, the belief that's running in the background that you want to forget exists, that's what the person shows you. And going back to this again, when you connect with that and you're like, oh, he does hear me. You're choosing the reality you want. The reality unfolds and it feels so good. You got to believe that it's possible for you. Okay. And this is the reason I share that journal. And it's free for a limited time. So you want to make sure to access it before I put a price on it. All right. And so this is my presentation today, my teaching. And I don't see a lot of questions. I see a lot of lookers and that kind of stuff. I'm going to stay a couple of minutes more in case you have any question you want to ask. Okay. So I'll finish up with this in the meantime. You have the ability to create the reality that you feel inside of yourself. And once you can let go of the idea that I have to use my mind to figure this out, your mind's not going to figure it out. I'm going to try to think of what, maybe if I just do this, they're going to, that's all ego. It's not going to help you. And you silence it and you listen to what's going on inside. Your soul's taking you there. Okay. In your connection, in your business, for the business owners, your soul is taking you there. And the right people will come along. Some stranger on the street is going to tell you something. You're going to see posts somewhere. Some YouTube video will help you out. All that, your soul takes you there. Okay. And hi, Tatiana. I just entered. I guess you were here for a while. I was here for a while. Well, I started a bit later, 12:30. My aim is for 12 o'clock. All right. Every Wednesday. All right. And so I appreciate you hopping on and reaching out. I am actually going to exit. But you can ask a question. If there is any question, this is fine. So you create your reality. Don't let anyone change that for you. Things come up that's not in alignment with your reality, and it's not meant for you to ignore it and be a robot, like I mentioned earlier. It's meant for you to explore it, go into it, shift it, choose your reality and allow it to unfold. So with the divine masculine, if he's not behaving and you're feeling it and your intuition is like, this is not it. And you actually listen to that, what this person sees is that you are capable of walking away. You are capable of standing in your truth. You're not falling for nonsense. I always say I was not a part of that staff meeting with God when this was created. Okay. But this is how he begins to look within himself. When we ignore ourselves and ignore the feelings and we continue to play like everything is okay, it changes nothing. It changes nothing. And instead, you may find that you're losing yourself more and more in the connection because you're hanging on to something like it needs to work and that kind of stuff. It changes nothing. Listen to yourself, honor yourself. Go within and heal whatever people pleasing. I can't say anything. I can't speak up. They will, that kind of stuff. And take a look at that pattern because you are very powerful. I share that with you. And when he's healing from that, because perhaps now he's like, oh my goodness, you're not around. Why are you doing this to me? And all this kind of stuff. What we tend to do is become a savior. Oh my goodness, I can't do this. I need to save him. Remember, the outcome is amazing, but you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And again, this is going to be from your intuition. I share this with you because that life you're looking for with someone that is amazingly connected with you in so many ways, it starts by you connecting with you and your truth and honoring that. And the reality unfolds. And how it unfolds is not up to you. I'm doing this, so they will, No, God steps in the biggest ways. But it's not, you're not creating this, you're just healing the pattern within yourself. You're like, I can't play the blind eye anymore on things that are hurting me. Okay? And let your intuition help you and use that journal, whatever you're saying they're not doing, or you want more of this, or for you, you're creating that reality for yourself. You're going within where that belief is. Things happen with him where he's like, I can't choose this anymore. I can't choose that path. This is a lonely path. Or people come into his life to show him himself. He's like, wow, I was not a nice person. Like I hurt people in this kind of way or anything like this. God does all of this, not you. You're just healing that pattern, and his life shifts to align with what you feel inside, which is what he feels inside too, by the way. There's no separation. This is what he feels, but he's running from it, perhaps. Because there was a part in you where you were running away from your truth. All right, so I'm going to read some of this here. I have. All right. So Tatiana says, have you spoken about what's happening with your twin when you detach? You know, detach is, this detach is releasing yourself from expectations, from holding on tightly to the person for them to give you your needs, to meet your needs, for things to go a certain way. You're trying to control it and all this kind of stuff. It's a lot of outside of you, which your person is going to show that they're distancing because you're outside of you. It didn't start with your twin flame, by the way. It did not. And so when you're like, I can't keep doing this, I need to come back to myself. I need to come into a space within myself where I'm not worried about what they're doing, thinking, saying, doing, feeling, or anything. And you're not caring as much. Some people get offended when they hear don't care. The person who cares the more is the one that loses. No, you're letting things be while you're coming into your own. Okay? That to me is detach. And again, for business owners, when you attach yourself to money, I got to have money, it needs to be here, and all this kind of stuff, it doesn't come. This attaching ourselves, our self-worth, our identity is connected with something outside of ourselves. It just does not come. But you focus on joy and excitement and being of service, taking care of you, and all this kind of stuff. Your energy changes. And the person is more drawn to you. You're connecting with yourself and they feel more drawn to you because that energy is magnetic right there. And it's always been that way. It's not a twin flame thing. It's the reason why you see the people who are all to themselves and all this kind of stuff, they get stuff in life. They get the dream, whatever, and stuff because they're not searching outside of themselves for it. They know it's in them. They're embodying it. Okay. And so the person is drawn towards you. Okay. It's not to say they weren't drawn towards you before. They were, but the energy made it hard for them to come closer to you because it's an energy. That energy of I need to have you is an energy that keeps things at a distance. So your person might be like, I want to come to you, but I don't know how to come to you. I have no idea. Because something just feels off and keeps me like, all this kind of stuff. They're not going to be able to explain it to you. But once that's not there, they're like, oh, okay, all right, I have freedom. Attachment is not freedom. It means you're going to try to change me and my life and all this kind of stuff that I don't feel ready to do. And so when you release that, they're like, and the best way for someone to actually shift is when they're doing it on their own. Like, hey, there's no energy that demanding anything, nothing being created. Guess what? I hear my intuition better. I want to change because I want to change and all this kind of stuff. So that's what happens. And Tatiana says, I'm really in a really great life that I build for me, I believe. He stays in the back of my mind, but there's no longing or object. I need to live my life. What's going on with him when this happens? All right. The universe, it's a universe, is working on your connection during this time. Okay. And when you're in this space, it happens at any moment, that reconnection. Just like that. whatever is happening with, and perhaps aligning. I hear he's aligning more. He sees himself, all this kind of stuff, because there's no energy going outwards. And then in that the moment, when the moment comes, either you're receiving a message around reconnection, or he is, or the two of you just run into each other somewhere or something like that. This is in the hands of the universe. Okay, so you're in a really good place, and he can come in at any time. But again, you're in a really good place. Live a happy life. I'm telling you, this works. This just really works. And for some people, they might be like, I don't know. I don't think it's ever going to happen for me. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Don't worry about it. Yes, it will. All right. And hi, Yashin. I had so many triggers from family members recently. My DM has been silent, but I no longer miss him. I feel quite at peace with it. Oh, okay. Okay. So that's good. That's really good. Again, this is going back to the universe. The universe will take care of some things. So I woke up 2 days ago with a song in my mind saying how much he loves me and thinks of me. And I was thinking, and why is he sending me these messages again and again? I know he loves me, and it's a connection. You know, you receive messages around his thoughts, what he's going through, and chances are he does that with you too. Okay. His level of awareness, where it may be, you know, it's one. So no, it's the ego part of us. Sometimes our ego blocks it, or we don't really want to understand it, or we call it something else. There have been some divine masculine that would call their feminine like a witch. Like, how is this stuff happening? There's something on you. Like I used to hear about these things. I don't hear about them as much now. But it depends on his level of awareness and realizing that the two of you are connecting with each other. So it is a connection, and it's, I want to say it doesn't ever really stop. And this is something you can experience with anyone, where you hear and feel something is happening with them, and you can believe that that's real. Like with your person, you feel it more because you're connected with each other. But don't question it. Don't question it. I bring up stuff. I do. I'd be like, have you been feeling this? Because this is what I'm sensing. And it's all been true. So I tell you, all of you, when you experience this connection in that timing, when your person appears, which is soon, many people are coming into reunion. Just know what you hear and feel, the messages shown to you, all of this is real. Is real. And there's an advantage to it too, because it offers you an understanding of them. So your person may look like, oh, I don't really, they look like they don't care, but you're sensing that they do. They do. They do. And that can help you to relax in that feeling. Okay, this person does care because I sense that. And as for it unfolding in the physical, give it time. Have patience. You know, sometimes we want things so quickly. No, have patience, because it's unfolding in the physical. All right. It doesn't seem to matter. I totally get it. You're welcome, Tatiana. All right. This was wonderful. It's always great connecting with everyone. And I'm going to hop off now. I'll see you next week.